Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be taking an Orcust deck. Now this is actually called Orfagles in the OCG, but this deck is actually really fun to play. It's very much what I like to play, where it's like banish and special summon and then get a bunch of link monsters on field and then spam the board, because I love spam decks, where you just put a bunch of monsters on board and do exactly what you want to do, and then swing at your opponent with a bunch of different monsters. So that's what I like to play, that's what this deck is, so it's a perfect harmony, if you will. I know they're made of musical instruments, I had to make the pun. But anyways, guys, let's get into this and see what I'm playing. This deck is a lot of fun. It's like Topologic Bomber Dragon deck, because there's some pretty interesting combos where you get Topologic Bomber Dragon on the field, and then your field spell or your continuous trap, I think it's the field spell, will let you activate your Orfagles or your Orcust monsters and from the grave as quick effects, and then you special summon them and then pop your opponent's whole field. So really fun deck. Let's get into it. So don't forget to hit that bell, guys. So if you are part of the notification squad, comment down below and tell me that you are, so I can give you a big heart, guys. So let me show you what I'm playing in this deck. So we're going to play 3 copies of Orcust Harpar. We're going to play 3 copies of that because it's probably the best one of them all. You can manage from the graveyard, then you get to special summon a Orcust card from your deck to your field. Pretty much that's all it does, but you can only activate once per turn. Then we play 2 copies of Symbol Skeleton. 3 copies of Symbol Skeleton. You just need 3 copies of it because you can banish from your grave, then target another Orcust card, Orcust monster in your graveyard, and you get to special summon it, except it's a copy of itself. Now keep in mind, you can special summon out Galatina or Longrisu from the grave as well, even though they're link monsters, because this doesn't specify that you can't. So that's a big thing to link climb in this deck, because this deck is a very link climb deck. Then I play 3 copies of Brass Bombard. Brass Bombard is really interesting because it lets you banish it and then special summon a monster from your hand that's an Orcust monster. So like you can special summon out your Harpar or your Symbol Skeletons really easily off of that effect. And that's all the main deck monsters that they have for Orcust cards. Now we have to kind of make up the difference with playing like Dark Linkro cards in a way. So I'll show you what we're doing there. So we're going to play 2 copies of World Legacy World Crown. Really good card to link climb, because if you you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position to a zone a link monster points to. That's the big thing that you do with this. Basically I just put it on board to kind of like give myself that extra body to link away. Then I play 3 copies of World Wand. This card is super interesting. World Wand is, you can normal summon, this normal summon or set card cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that's special summoned from the extra deck, but that's not the big thing that we do with this. I never really summon this. I kind of just do the graveyard effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 World Legacy card from your hand. That's pretty good. So sometimes I summon out another copy of itself with that ability, or I summon out World Crown with that ability. And then you can banish this card from your grave, then target a banished Orcust card or Orcust monster in your that's banished and special summon it to your field. You cannot special summon monsters except for dark monsters for the rest of the turn. Not a big deal, but like you can just banish it and then special summon something back to like keep link climbing. Then we play 3 copies of Armageddon Knight, because you need the 3 copies of Armageddon Knight to keep like link climbing. And then for my last 3 cards, I'm going to get you guys to guess it. Some people are playing this in the Orcust deck, but I haven't seen a lot of people play it. But it's something that I really think more people need to play, because this deck is a very graveyard heavy deck. So comment down below, tell me what you think it is, and I'll give you 3 seconds to guess it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Don't forget to comment down there and tell me what you think it is. You got 3 seconds. So here it is. We are playing 3 copies of Card Trooper. The reason I'm playing 3 copies of Card Trooper is because it is a machine dupe target. And plus, if I can get it on the field, I can actually activate all 3 of them and mill 9. And all of these benefit off of being in the graveyard. From like here to here, benefit from being in the grave. So I'm not that concerned about milling them. Like I want to send them to grave very quickly. So if I open just Machine Dupe and a Card Trooper, or Machine Dupe and an Orcust Brass Bombard, I can really get somewhere with my milling to grave. Plus, these let you draw a card if they're destroyed by battle, which is nice, and it puts 3 1900 bodies on field if all of their effects go off successfully, where you get to mill the 3. So that's really nice. That's what I'm playing for the last card. I am playing one copy of Dark Arm Dragon because it is a dark deck and they have so much graveyard control. We might as well play Dark Arm Dragon. Plus, it's my signature card, and we kind of need it there for that reason anyway. So, anyways, guys, let's see what I'm playing for spells. That's it for the monsters. Really self-explanatory on a lot of the monsters. That's why I'm playing. Some people, if you don't play the Brass Bombards at 3. Some people play them at 2. I like 3 because you can just like it's a 500 attack point monster. And side note, really quick before we move on, this card actually has 500 attack, so it's actually a machine dupe target as well. So you have 3 targets for machine dupe. So for the spells, we're playing one copy of Monster Reborn because it lets us special summon out a monster from the graveyard. One World Legacy Succession, same thing, but it lets us special summon to a Link monster zone. A zone that a Link monster is pointing to. 2 copies of Orchestrated Return. I've thought about playing this at 2 or 3, I mean, but I just can't see it at 3, I guess. You can send 1 Orcust or Spell World Legacy card from your hand, or face it from your field to the grave. Then you get to draw 2 cards, but it has to be a monster. So pretty good, but I think it's a good 2 of. 2 Orchestrated Babble. This field spell is really good. I think they all should have been quick effects anyways without the field spell, but the field spell I understand. You can activate this card. You can activate the effect of Orcust monsters in your grave, or of Link monsters you control with Orcust in their original name as quick effects during your main phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the grave, add this card back to your hand, which is pretty cool. So like you just get to keep adding it to your hand. So that's why it's a good 2 of and not a 3 of. Then I play 2 copies of Orchestrated. I'm going to butcher this. Insats. So we play 2 copies of it. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can take an Orcust or World Legacy monster from your hand or deck and either send it to the grave or banish it. So like I usually send like Brass Bombard or the Simple Skeleton to the grave. Usually a Simple Skeleton, but if you can get like this and Topologic Bomb or Dragon on the field, they normal summon something, send Simple Skeleton to grave. And then after you send the Simple Skeleton to grave, you can chain it to the Orchestrated Babble, special summon it under Topologic Bomber Dragon, and then blow up the whole field. Like, it's really that easy. 2 copies of Call by the Grave to pop our opponents like hand traps. We don't need that in our lives. 2 copies of Twin Twister to pop back row. Same thing. I play 3 copies of Machine Dupe. Some people play 2. I like 3 because I just feel like you need it at 3. I just feel like you really need it at 3. If you're going to play Card Trooper at 3 and you're going to play Brass Bombard at 3, you really want to see Machine Dupe as quickly as possible to kind of like do what you need to do to get your Link monsters on field. So that's why I play it as a 3 of. And then I play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness because I don't care about banishing stuff. And I really want to dig for Machine Dupe and Card Troopers. So that's it. Like if I can open up a Card Trooper and a Machine Dupe, it is like it's on. It's on. I make eye contact with the opponent and I'm like, scoop right now. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let me show you the traps. So here we go. So for the trap, we're going to play 1 copy of Orchestrated Core. Once per turn, you can banish 1 monster from your hand or graveyard, then target an Orcust or World Legacy card you control except Orchestrated Core. Neither player can target that card with card effects this turn, which is really great. And then if this card leaves the field, or if another Orcust and or World Legacy cards you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. But that's pretty much all it does. It kind of is just good protection to have on the field. It's kind of like a continuous Forbidden Lance that lets you banish a monster to do that. So really good card, just a good 1 of in the deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing 2 of the big boss monster. I feel like you need 2 of him. If he's linked, he cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect, so he's kind of like Beals in a way. And then you can target up to 3 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, the attack and events of any linked monsters your opponent currently controls become 0. Also, their effects are negated, which is really crazy. I play 3 copies of the Longrisu, the Orcust Orchestrator. I feel like 3 is the optimal number to play of him as well, because it's so easy to get him out on the field. Like, it is ridiculously easy to get him out on the field. So I play 3 copies of it. This link card cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's the really nice thing is, like, if you have him engrave and you have Topologic Bomber Dragon on the field and you have Symbol Skeleton engrave, you can banish the Symbol Skeleton, revive him under Topologic Bomber Dragon, and then make it so, like, it blows up your opponent's field, and you get to keep him and the Bomber Dragon, and it's just like, well, what are you going to do now? And if you have, like, Harpar engrave, you can banish Harpar and get an additional blow up of your opponent's field, because every single time a card is special summoned over under Topologic Bomber Dragon, then it goes off. So then we play 3 copies of the Galatina. Oh, excuse me. You can banish 2 of your banished machine type monsters and shuffle them into the deck, then send 1 link monster your opponent controls to the graveyard, but he can't attack that turn. Then we play 3 copies of Galatina. Galatia is just really, 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 really good. She cannot be destroyed by battle if she is linked. And then you can target 1 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle into the deck, and then you can set an Orcust spell or trap directly from your deck, which is good. That's why we play a lot of it as a 2 of, maybe as a 1 of, something like that. Then I play 1 copy of Bomber Dragon because it is the boss monster of this deck. Like, it is so easy to summon and so easy to protect in this deck. It's just ridiculous. 1 Summon Sorceress because it's just Summon Sorceress and we might need it. Unicorn, Phoenix, Cerberus, because I usually play this in just about all my decks now because it's like bouncing, popping spells and popping traps, and it protects your link monsters if they're co-linked. Link Rebo for Brass Bombard, and then my surprise tech is 1 Dante, because, like, if you summon out your card troopers and you have 3 card troopers on the field, you can overlay 2 of them to summon Dante to get that additional mill. So you can mill up to 12 cards out of your deck in 1 sitting on 1 turn if you do the card trooper combo. So that's it for the deck, guys. That's all I got for this one. I really hope you guys like this one. I'm really excited to play this. I've been playing the crap out of this deck for the past, like, I don't know, 2 weeks, probably. And it is so fun. It reminds me of kind of like Shaddolls with the artwork of them. But they don't have, like, the, like, fusions like Shaddolls. Like, I wish that there was some way, and I've thought about actually fusing this deck with Shaddolls some way, but I haven't really done it yet, so I might do that in the future. If Armageddon Knight gets banned, that's the direction I'm going to go with this deck. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this deck down in the comments down below. Hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and I will see you guys in the next video. DarkArmedDuelist, out. See you around, guys.